Alright, so what we are doing today, now that we somewhat have this trench of a hole filled up when it comes to the door, it still needs a lot of work to do. I don't know if you can see that, but what we are going to do is clean up. I just started here with the flap disc all the way around the edges of this trunk so that we can start preparing the inside for a mold so that we could finish the top piece, the bottom piece, put it together and make ourselves a trunk. But I'm going to be going back and forth on both the door, this door, and the trunk lid, because that door is in pretty good shape. This one needs a lot of work, so let's get to work. All right, cleaned up the edges on the top and the sides. They came out, you know, really well and smooth. But when it comes to this piece right here, I think what I'm going to do is, instead of try to grind it so much, I'm just going to go ahead, because a lot of it's high, a lot of it's low, and a lot of it is the rust from under the trunk. The top, the skin is coming, when this comes over, the rust is just pushing it out. So I think what I'll do is, because the inside here, I'm going to go ahead and just fiberglass this area right here, and then, you know, do these little holes right here, probably fiberglass, thin sheet of fiberglass, and sand them down so they're not so bulky. That way, when the actual fiberglass goes on, it has a decent transition to work with instead of this crap right here. So I think that'll be the quickest, easiest bet to prepare this, the inside of the trunk for getting fiberglassed. All right, so first what we're gonna do is, we gotta clean this out. Be right back. Don't know how loud it is in the video. I'll find out later, I guess, if the fan is too much and the music in the background, but we're just gonna go ahead and get this done right now. And if I have a lot of the mix, the resin left over, I'll go ahead and put a second layer on, just to give me that little bit of extra area for buffer, just so when I sand it smooth, I don't eat through it. Let's go ahead and apply it on here first. There we go. To help hold the fiberglass in place. And some of it is already soaking the fiberglass resin up, so that's good. Okay, so we have one layer of the fiberglass down, which makes a decent channel where the skin will come up to. But, you know, we got to remember that the fiberglass skin isn't going to wrap around. So we got to kind of fix this up to make it nice, so that, you know, even though when you open your trunk, you're not going to see that part of it. No, well, you're going to see it, but nobody else will really stare at it. So we'll take a look down and see what we got. And we're looking a lot better than what we started with. Oh, I should go ahead and put some right there too. Well, I did have enough left over so that I had just enough left over to put down 2 more layers of chop stain and fiberglass there. It's still curing. It's not totally dry yet. Same thing with over here, it's still curing. So this might be the end for this one, and we might have to bring it up tomorrow. So we'll go from there. Well, I figure since I'm waiting, I'll go ahead and take this 320 grit and go ahead and do the door jamb of the Cutlass. Get a little proactive on it. This stuff right here, I'm gonna, okay, if the GoPro would stop getting hot and cutting off, I'm gonna go ahead and use the sanding drum on this area and then 320 the rest of this, so that I can go ahead and put some primer. Well, I say some primer, but when I finally get to primering this quarter panel and this sail panel here, I can prime at least this door jamb also at the same time. I have to still do and get rid of the glue residue from the weather stripping and stuff in there. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and get the door jamb sanded down and ready to go. This is his car. I don't care what me or anybody else tries to say. Is this your car, puppy? Is this your car? I think it is. All right, so we got the majority of it done. I went down to about a 220 to get most of it, because especially when we got here in the door, the bottom jamb, even though we have a metal plate that's going to cover probably up to about here, yeah, from here down, I wanted to get, there was a you can see some of it right there, that line. I wanted to smooth that out, even though the carpet will probably come up to here and then cover it. And I still have this down here, which I'm going to do by hand. All right, it's been a few days, and while I wait for my radio to get started, we finally get into the fiberglass. I'm gonna do this part here while I'm sanding this. I'm gonna put a little extra hardener in it to get it to cure faster. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll straighten that out right there. But it's also been a few days because we have my nephew's and his grandmother's car here. He's gonna be turning 15, and you know, he's gonna be getting ready to start driving that, but we gotta get some work done to it first. It's not bad. It's just, you know, you want your AC. If you live in the South, that's a mandatory. Got to replace a part to fix that. And then we got to figure out why the brakes don't return off the floor, which sounds simple, and it probably is, because God knows I had to fight with it on the on my 97 Camaro, and we got that taken care of. So we will be getting back to work here in a minute, sanding. Okay, so it might be a little much, but we're going to use 80 grit, this, I guess, Walmart, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, it's only going to use to take this down and smooth it out. Same thing with this spot, and yeah, all this along here, this spot, this one's curing still, just finished it up. I extended it down a little bit right there, so we got that covered up. It'll be nice and rounded out. This I'm not going to worry about too much. You know what, I could probably just go ahead and fix it, since this stuff, yeah, since it hasn't cured, why not? Let's fix it. There, get it to about where the actual body line is versus the rust, so I don't want to be doing too much more cutting than I have to do when it comes time to make this a mold. All right. So now we let this one sit while we go ahead and start sanding. love doing body work so much that I do it twice. So what I mean by that, this is coming out very nicely, feathering into the body here, so there really won't be any lip. This is feathering into this, and so on and so forth. This is covered. I need to sand it down a little bit more. I even forgot about this spot right here that I covered. Didn't even bother sanding it. But where it comes in that I love so much I'm doing it twice, yeah, right there. Although 80 grit is good by hand to sand down. Hey puppy, I got somebody right there. Although 80 grit is good to sand down by hand, when I put it on the machine, because there was only one layer of fiberglass, it chewed right through it like it wasn't even there. So I only have to do small spots. Just redo this a little bit. Actually, yeah, a little bit because of that hole right there. And this one has to be done again. But we'll do it with one thin layer. Yeah, I'm even peeling it up. Check it out. So I might as well just go ahead and take it off and start all over. But no biggie. There we go. Got it. So, yep. One layer by hand instead of using a DA. That'll take care of that. Well, all right. We didn't get it totally done today like I wanted to, but we did get this nice and clean. This is still curing just a little bit. Yeah, you can see fingerprints there. This one I redid also. So, all right, this video has been going on long enough, as in it's taking me time to get back to it because other things getting in the way, as in fixing a motorhome and looking at a SUV. Oops, while we're walking around, let's shut power off. Yeah, looking at an SUV, trying to get a motorhome back up and operational, and then a few things other done. So, yeah, that's it for today. I am going to go now. I will thank you all for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you hopefully tomorrow.